This is an Atari 2600 Harmony card, and this is an Atari 2600 Plus. Normally, the Harmony cartridge is used to put Atari game files onto an SD card, but that has been incompatible with the Atari 2600 Plus. But we are going to show you how you can still use the Harmony cart to load up games. Traditionally, the Harmony cart is used to put multiple game files onto an SD card and run them on the Atari 2600, but so far on the 2600 Plus that has not been compatible. You can, however, load a single game onto the Harmony cartridge, and it will load up and it will work, and you can do this without too much technical skill or know-how. It does not work on every single Atari 2600 game, but it does actually work on quite a lot of them, as you can see. In fact, it will even work on some homebrew files that you can download. There are certain problematic games like Pitfall 2 that it still won't work on, but surprisingly, I was able to get quite a few game files to load up. Okay, so here's our Harmony cart, and in order to use this on the Atari 2600 Plus, you're going to need to run the software in what is called the development mode. Now, the first step you want to do is go to the Harmony website, and you want to download the latest version of the software, which looks like this. And then also you'll need the game ROMs to load up. For the purpose of this test, I just went to archive.org and downloaded what is considered sort of a very just generic Atari 2600 ROM set. But this pretty much has everything that you would need as far as any legacy games and things that are in there. So for a very basic description, we're just going to use something like, let's go in here and load up Space Invaders, because that's a very simple and easy game that everybody knows and is familiar with. Where is it? There you are. All right, so once you load this into development mode, and it really kind of fills in everything for you here. There will be some tweaks that I will explain later in this video, but once you have everything in here, you just tap the download button to download it to the Harmony cartridge, and it really only takes a few seconds. And then you take the Harmony cartridge, let me unplug this. We're gonna carry this Harmony cartridge over to the Atari 2600 Plus, and let's fire this sucker up. Now, let's see. Knock on fake wood that we will see Space Invaders load up here in just a few seconds. And like I said, this process is very quick. It probably only takes me about 90 seconds to put a new game file onto the cartridge. And there it is. Okay, so beyond the basic loading of a game like Space Invaders, there's a couple of tricks you're going to want to know. But for example, there is an article on Atari Age about failing to load 2K, 4K ROMs. And Fred has come over here and given a new download for the 2K, 4K.arm file, which you may need to update. In the directory where you've downloaded the Harmony cart software, you'll find a directory called ARM, and you'll want to put that new file in that directory in order for that to work. And then there's other tricks. For example, games like, let's say, Crystal Castles was one of them that I had trouble with. Now, Crystal Castles, where is it? Here it is. When you double click on that, it comes up as a 16K Atari cartridge plus RAM. That didn't work. But if I selected F6 16K Atari instead, and then downloaded that file to the Harmony cartridge, then it will work just fine. And these are little tweaks and changes you may want to discover on your own and play around with. But as you can see, I now have Crystal Castles loaded onto the Harmony. And let me connect that to the 2600 Plus, fire it up, and it knock on fake wood grain should pop up here in just a moment. Let's have a look. Loading game. This is what we want to see. And please be Crystal Castles. Hooray! Look at that. We have Crystal Castles. There are a couple of other articles worth reading, and like I said, I'll put links to everything in the video description. There's another article on Atari Age, just simply called New Atari 2600 Plus, discussing the use of the Harmony cart. And if you scroll down here, there is some discussion on what should work, what doesn't work, and then just simply some new ARM files and discussing how they got some games to work and not to work. Again, for example, using Crystal Castles, which I just showed you, things like, for example, if I brought up He-Man and Masters of the Universe, this was another one that gave me a little bit of trouble. But if I came up to Masters of the Universe, and as you can see, it said E7 16K M network, but I just came down here and used the basic 16K Atari instead, downloaded that to the Harmony cartridge. Again, it does not take very long. Most games to download to the Harmony cartridge, the whole process took maybe less than 2 minutes. So, since we can't actually get the Harmony cartridge as a multi-cart to work, which I know a lot of people want, this is definitely an interim for those of you that maybe there's some harder to find cartridges out there that you just want to download the ROM files for and then load up the game. And let's see. Let's hope Masters of the Universe shows up on my screen. And there it is. See? It works. All right, so let's just do one more since I know a lot of you guys love examples. This was another interesting one here. I loaded up, where is Fatal Run? There you are, Fatal Run. So this came up as a 32K plus RAM. I think just like Crystal Castle. No, Crystal Castles was 16, I believe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure the internet will correct me. But anyway, you can go here and select, instead of the 32K RAM, 32K plus RAM, you can just select the 32K Atari. Download that to the Harmony cartridge. And again, I'll put links to everything, lots of stuff to read. It's a very simple and easy process once you get everything downloaded. And realistically, even the setup is not that hard to do. Like I said, a simple, basic understanding of copying files and connecting USB cables is really all you need. Okay, once again, plug that in here. And we're going to hope that Fatal Run is what shows up on my screen. Come on, Fatal Run. Be that awesome game that most people never heard of. But it works. It does work with the Harmony cart on the Atari 2600 Plus. And there it is. All right, so there you have it. There is how to use your Harmony cartridge in order to still load up a game on the Atari 2600 Plus. I know a lot of people still want to use it as a multi-game card to be able to use the micro SD card, but that compatibility is still not there yet. But still, this is a good solution, and once you get everything downloaded, it actually is a very quick process to get a game from the PC onto the Harmony cartridge working on the Atari 2600 Plus.